see how this works out. Not really planning on having too many people actually show up. And then on top of that, this is just more to save my phone because the last video I did, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff because my internal memory, I didn't really have all that. So that's going to be annoying. Yeah, well. Alright, so we're just going to try this for today. I'm going to try to make this a quick video, but I doubt it does. I'm going to start with the fact that I got some Mall Railroader magazines, like everybody should have. I remember that one as a kid. I used to get those and dream of the days that I would end up having my own track. Well, still not quite exactly what I want, because I want a room full, but that just isn't in the cards right now, so we're just going to stick with what I've got, which is preliminary drawing. It's a 4x8 sheet. We're going to try that out for now. The initial thought is to, and if there are people in here that are going to comment, I don't know how this live works. I don't know if comments show up automatically or if I've got to hit that little thing down on the bottom of the screen that looks like a comment. Let me hit that. Live chat, they're all visible. Okay, I think should be good. So anyways, this is basically going to be my layout. Now, everything is not to scale. This is 8 inches or whatever the hell it was. I can't remember. Anyways, on the ruler, it was 8 and 4. So that represents 4x8 sheet. Everything else is just kind of drawn in there, kind of hopefully to scale. Obviously, it's not, because the road would end up being like about 12 foot wide, so that ain't going to be the case. So up at the top, remember on my sheet of the foam, I've got that little piece that I want to say broke off, and then I glued together and didn't really think about the chemical makeup of super glue and foam and how it doesn't actually work. Yeah, so that's going to be hidden underneath a hill. I'll get some more foam, build it up, probably twice as tall as the train itself. Put a little tunnel access, and then it will just run into the hill and dead. So the main line is going to come across, and it'll exit the other side, where I'm hoping to fit a bridge, which I have been trying to create. Kind of looks a lot better than what it used to. This is just one of those plastic bridges that you get in the Lifelike and Bachmann starter sets. It's usually just a cheap plastic gray, snaps together, and then you stick your rail through it, which I think this one's kind of sticky in there right now. Still need to do a little bit of work. I need to make this look like actual wood instead of silver with the rust. So, but I think actually that, you know what, for a first time, I think that turned out pretty well. I might do a dry brush with some rust tones just to give it a little bit more depth, but it's not too shiny. It looks like it's been sitting for a while, so I think it's actually pretty good. I think if I could find like a clear coat that's not a gloss, like a I don't know, I lost the word, but anyways, yeah. If I can kind of take down that shimmer, I'd be a little bit happier. But we'll see. Hey, what's up? Just kind of going through what I've got planned for the track layout. I got an extra couple of days at home, so I figure I might as well go through everything that I've got. So yeah, so this is the bridge that I'm going to end up using, and I'm hoping to put it over in this corner here. Going to cut in a little river if I can. Use some. Man, I'm totally lost for words today. Anyways, yeah, I'll make a little river there. So we got the main line going across. We got some switches coming into the main oval, to where I'm going to hopefully have a siding run across, just because everybody needs siding, you know. Going to have an industry line come into here. I'm going to have one industry. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do exactly. I know I've got a consist of train or coal trains, and I've got some like tractor trailer intermodal type deal, but I don't really see, I'd need more of a yard for that. So I don't know exactly what kind of industry I'm going to put there. I'll probably put like just a tiny little dock or something just to represent something there for now. Wondering if you're available to do an interview with Pale Rider one of these days. I might be able to. We'll see. When I'm on tour, it's kind of hard to get me at that time because I'm either asleep, waking up, or loading out the show. So it's kind of hard to say, but we'll have to try to figure that out. So we got the oval. It'll be a 22 radius, just because that's kind of standard. Everything is just kind of standard at this point. I am getting some flex track. I think they're 3-foot sections, so I'm going to see how it all goes together. But I know I've got to do some easements into the curve. I've been watching a lot of videos trying to figure it out. So 22 radius, and then I'm going to have, I think, I don't know if I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 or 3 little spurs into the yard. Got the ladder going here, the spurs going in, got some come arounds, can't remember the actual term at this point, and then I've got the rip line, the repair in place with the backtrack here. Gonna put a little yard office there, have the dirt road come along here to the roadway that leads in, and then I'll probably try, I'm gonna see if it's wide enough, because again, this isn't to scale, but I'm gonna see if I can put some little stores or something there, a little Main Street type of deal. So that's the plan at this point for what I've got. Now at this point I've got a box full of all of my original track. I did go and make a new friend yesterday. Went and bought some cars off him, which I'll show you in a minute, but I ended up getting some switches, so I've got most of them. I thought I had them all, but since I've updated the track, that's kind of changed a little bit, because I've added a couple extra switches and turnouts and that sort of stuff. So don't mind. That is the Eagle Moss build your own Ecto 1A or Ecto 1. It'll eventually look like that, but that's a whole other video if that's of interest to some people. Got some pre-painted rocks here, nothing special, just figured, I saw them in the store, I was there, they were there, and I figured, you know what, it's a good start. So I think I've shown this stuff on the last video, I'm not sure, but kind of just go through it. We got some talus here. I think that's a little bit bigger than what would be needed for the road ballast, the track ballast, but I figured that looks like it's usable, you know, maybe around a pond or something, around with the rocks. And then I've got 2 bottles or canisters or whatever you want to call them of some blended turf. I've got a little bit of green, got a little bit of earth blend for some more kind of dead grass, kind of earthy areas. Obviously going to need more than that, but I figured that was just a good little amount to, yeah, aggregate. Yeah, see, like, and that maybe I'll even use kind of blended in with some dirt for the dirt road or something. Like I said, it'll be good for something. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, back to this, the blended stuff. So definitely going to need more for the entire layout, but I figured that was a good start because this is going to take some time and I don't want to rush it too, which I almost got to the point of doing at one point. But I also did snag this one section that's probably about 1.5 feet of flex track. So as he just said when I was there to pick up the cars, he said, hey, I got this old track, because he switched out his switches to the Pico system, which is a little bit more of an advanced type of switching. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm just starting my track. So he said, yeah, take what you want. So I grabbed those, so I appreciate that. Let's see. I've got a big box full of stuff here, and don't mind me, I'm in my pajamas, of course, because I figure today is not the day I'm going to be doing much. So, anyways, I got 3 of these. Whoa, trying to do this live stuff. I used to do it on Facebook quite a bit, but never on YouTube. So this one's kind of new. But anyways, picked up these 3 new cars. Does have a few intermodal little tractor trailer type things and go like that. Oops. These, I don't think these are necessarily to scale. I'm not too sure about this. This one's missing wheels and everything, but anyways, it came with it, so figured that's good enough. He changed almost all of the couplers to the better knuckles. However, this one here, he said he left it kind of as a half-breed. He left the horn, get back here. He left the horn on one side, so it can be used by either system, which is fine by me, simply because I've changed most of what I have over to the knuckles, but some of them I haven't, because 1, I ran out, and 2, some of them I didn't want to necessarily change over, or I couldn't change over just with the way they're built. So I left some of them. Basically, the Canadian train, which is my CN trains, they will stay the original horns, and these here are the knuckles. See if we can get in close. They look, of course, it's probably not going to focus on it, but they look a lot more real than the typical horn that you got. And I don't even know if they really manufacture them with these anymore. I'm sure they're still on like the cheap sets, but I've seen a lot that aren't these old horn styles. I like the realism of these ones. I thought they would be easier to work, to couple and uncouple, but I don't necessarily think so now. But yeah, I got those as Christmas present, which was perfect timing. So we got those. I also got for Christmas 3 of these. These are cool. I've been watching, was it SMT? I believe it's SMT Mainline. He's a bloke from Canada, up in like Quebec, Ottawa, I think. Been watching his videos, and he's really one of the ones that kind of got me to start doing this again. He does a lot of model railroads, and watching Hobo Shoestring, he's a guy that rides rails. He's been doing it since like the 70s or 80s or whatever. So I think he was really the first one I started watching with the trains, and then I ended up following the rabbit hole and finding SMT Mainline. But he repairs older equipment, and he used these fiberglass pencils, and I thought, ooh, that's pretty slick. And you can see I've already used this one. It cleans up the wheels, some commutators on the locomotives, and also can do some pretty good spots on track, which, I mean, I don't think I'm really going to be able to show much, because, let me see, just do a little section here. I really don't think, because these tracks really aren't that dirty per se, but yeah, to the eye you can kind of see it's a little bit more shiny right there where I did it. You might be able to pick it up on the camera right there. So it cleans, it makes for better contact, just takes the oxidization off it. But you can use sanding block. One guy told me they make, I think it's called Track Bright, and you can use that to it's specifically for the track. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a lot for some reason. I have no idea why. So now we'll get into just kind of picking and choosing out of the box. I go into this here, GEU28 Locomotive. This one's just a dummy. I've got to put the handle back on here. I do have it. I think Did I get, no, I've got to put this little light in back here still. It didn't want to stay in, so I got to put that back in. Picked this one up recently on eBay. Changed them to the knuckles, of course. But I like the Burlington Northern livery, the color scheme. Always been a fan of that for some reason. I don't know. But so I'm kind of basing my American line on BN. Sort of. It's basically going to be present day because a lot of people will go like steam engine era, or the one guy I just met yesterday that I got the new cars from. He's modeled his in the 70s. Mine's more of a, it doesn't really have a specific time frame, but it's more of today's date, using older equipment, I guess. I don't know. But this one here's, what was this? Was an SD40, I think it was, or 50. I think this one, yeah, this one's the 40, or GP40 rather. Again, all the rails are there. I've got to just kind of tidy them up. They're still a little on the loose side. This one is the power. No, this one's a dummy as well. It's actually, it's got the weights in it, so it's kind of heavy. First, I thought it was a powered, but it ain't. But yeah, again, BN. Sweet looking ride. Sweet looking little ride. And then we got one more. This one is powered. This one, I believe, yeah, this one already came with the knuckle couplers. This one is a GP50. I believe that's what, yeah, GP50 on this one. It's got the little light up here. It's not DCC. Everything I got is DC. This is not DC, so this light here doesn't do anything. I was hoping that it would, but sure enough, it doesn't. It's got the tiger stripes, which is legit for 3114. I actually looked up the 3 of these units up online to get photos of them, and found them. So that's cool. The only one that wasn't completely accurate is the first one. It's already closed up, but it had the unit number back here, but it actually should have been underneath. There's like a little radiator cover back here, and the number should have been underneath, not beside it. That's the only inaccuracy. Other than that, all 3 of these ones here seem to have been done pretty accurate, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then I've got, and I'm only going to take one of these out, I got 13 of these. I had a friend who had some stuff that he was selling at a train show that he took back, didn't sell, and there was 13 of these guys. Again, I've put on the knuckle coupler, the knuckle couplers. 13 of these. I figured, you know what, that makes it pretty good. And he gave me a smoking deal on them, so I figured I couldn't beat that up. It gives me a full consist of all these train, or the coal hoppers. So I had to go with that. So got 13 of those, and in which case I got to do a little bit of digging out here. So just give me a second. And 13's a lot. Now we're kind of getting back into the older stuff that I've had for years. So let's get these last few out here. There we go. All right. I also got from my friend this here, an Amtrak Passenger Car. Again, I put the knuckles on it. This one lights up. It's got a light on it. It's got the pickups on the wheels. It lights up. I think it needs a little bit of cleaning on the wheels because it didn't seem to pick up very well. But that's an easy fix. I know that it works. It just needs a little bit of cleaning to it. So, all right. Now, what am I going to start with? Let's go with these ones since they're on top. These both have the knuckles. So again, Burlington Northern. This is one I've just recently picked up. Chassis system. I picked this one up, I think about 2 years ago. I started to kind of get the itch because we were at the flea market and found a couple of locomotives, and a couple of cars, I believe. And I sort of started to get the itch for it back then. This was one of them. Picked them up in a lot. I paid like $50 for the entire lot. That included 3 powered locomotives, 1 dummy, and I think a couple of boxcars. In fact, this one I got from my friend. That's right, with the 13 and the passenger car. So that one came from the flea market a few years ago. Kind of got me into it. This one, I believe, was one of them as well. That was at the flea market. Changed couplers out on that one. So we got a few box cars, and that's why I said, like, with that industry, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably do something where it's just like a cross dock type of situation, where I can put these box cars up and just kind of sit it there, have them sit on that line, just tooling around, I guess. This one here is missing one of its wheels. It fell off earlier. But again, I put the couplers on that. That one doesn't seem to be sitting in right. Maybe I'll have to change out and back. This is kind of going a little too old school for me anyways, so not sure. Maybe I'll put this one as like a repair, something off on a dead track somewhere or something. Now, I got 2 of these ones. I got them from my friend again just recently. This one I was able to change the couplers out to the knuckles. Fortunately, the other one I was not, because the screw is a little too small and the knuckles were still falling through. So, and I rotate as many of them around as I can to keep them in, so that way when I'm transporting them, they're not falling out, so, or breaking. So, fortunately, that one there is still the old knuckles, and that kind of sucks. Couple of empty hoppers. Again, got that from my friend just recently, again, because of the Burlington Northern. Got to keep up with that. Got to get a whole flat load of Burlington Northern. That's what I like. This one here I've had for a few years. This is one of the ones that I bought as a kid, and I believe I bought this one solo. I don't think this was in one of the kits, one of the starting sets. Again, I did change the couplers on that one. Now I'll just move my power supply out of the way. This one here I've definitely had for years. At one point I thought, because I was like 10 years old, I thought it'd be kind of cool to weather them, I guess. And being in Canada, weather always included snow. So I took a can, it was around Christmas, and I took a can of the snow flock that you put on the windows and that sort of stuff, and I did it on the entire train. So it actually doesn't look too bad on camera. It looks worse in real life. But again, being American branding, I put on the couplers so that way I can use them on the US line. Here's another one. I believe I got this one from my friend just a few days ago as well. Again, just because I've got the yellow one here is Chessie, and it matches, surprisingly, matches the one that I had as a kid. So, got a nice little mini consist of those. Then, this one here, I think this was one I got in that lot from the flea market. I don't think I had that one as a kid. I believe that one's a flea market find. This one still does have the original knuckles on it, so that'll be on the Canadian line. Pacific Fruit. I think this was one I got. Almost want to say my friend, but I don't think so. I think this one was another flea market. Again, original knuckles on there, so that'll be a Canadian line. This one here I've had for eons, and probably only got about 20 miles on it. I will say that unfortunately the knuckles that we did get, they were eBay find, and they're not the best of quality. They're not the kitty. They don't have the spring, and they sit pretty low. I'm going to have to bend all these up because they sit pretty low. They're going to catch on everything. But anyways, I've had this one for a long time. Came with the consolidated freight trailer. And got a nice little perch in there. And Boom, there you go. So that's a nice little one for the intermodal consist. Got another one. I've had this one for a very long time. No, I lie. I take that back. I believe this one I got in that lot, the flea market find, a little while ago. Put the new knuckles on that, so that's good to roll. And what have we got here? This one here, I believe I just got from my friend recently. I put that knuckle back on upside down. I think I was going to do this one, but the knuckle wouldn't sit in quite right. So I put that one back in, put it in upside down. But oh well, yeah, I picked this one up for my friend just recently. Unfortunately, like I said, the knuckle couplers won't work in that, so that's going to have to sit on the Canadian line, which is whatever. All right, this is a Burlington Northern caboose. I'm not much into cabooses. Like I said, I'm going to have more of a modern layout, but being that this is Burlington Northern and it's still in decent condition, I went ahead and put on the couplers, the knuckle couplers onto this one. And I mean, I probably won't ever have it hooked up to a consist, but it can sit in the rail yard back at the back end of the rip line. Here is another. Hey Eddie, how you doing, man? I think I've seen a bunch of comments that haven't come through, so if I haven't replied, I'm sorry. I haven't really been paying attention either. I'm gonna say that right now. But I'll go through comments afterwards and reply if I need to. But this one I've had for quite some time. I got this one as a solo as a kid. I do have a couple of. I actually don't think these are original, or I'm missing a piece because I remember somehow they actually like clipped on. But I got two of these little containers that are supposed to go on there. That's one, but got the knuckle couplers on that for the American line. This one here is another going to stay Canadian, as well as this one. I was running out of couplers, and I just kind of got to the point where I had to pick and choose what was actually going to get them. And again, you don't really see this style in the last like 40 years, probably. The old wooden sided, and that didn't slide. And of course, the weight's kind of in the way too, I think. But yeah, so I decided to keep those on the Canadian lines because I do have an F unit in the Canadian scheme. So now, of course, not everything Canadian is staying Canadian. I've got this, which I need to find a couple of wheels. I had one, but the wheel fell off. Well, two of them actually. But I did put the knuckle couplers on there. This I bought as a standalone as a kid too. This was like my pride and bloody joy. This was the most real thing that was on my track, on my living room floor, catching up all the floor dirt, lint, dog hair, cat hair, everything. And I cringed thinking about what I put those poor trains through. And I didn't really do very much with them, but what I did do, it wasn't good for them. Western Pacific. This was bought, I believe, with the. Oh yeah, they sure have, man. They've gone to a good home. They're gonna live fancy free on my track at some point once it's finally done. But this one here, I believe I got this one in that lot at the flea market a few years ago. Left at the Old Horns because again, it's a really old school and just really wouldn't fit with what I've got for today on the American line. This one here, this one's an American one, but I did leave it with the horns because these are going way back. I'm not even sure what that is. Got this one, I believe, on that lot, flea market lot. This goes way back to the old ice days. This is a refrigerated, quote unquote refrigerated unit where they would literally stick ice down these little hatches on both sides. And then it would go to the next town wherever it needed to go, and then put more ice, and then it go to the next town and put more ice. That's like, I believe I heard like the 40s or something like that. So yeah. So again, left those, the old horns. And when I want to play with the old stuff, I can bring out the Canadian trains and start playing around with it. This one here is definitely Canadian. This is from one of the sets that I got as a kid. One of the CN trains. It was a PC President's Choice. For the Americans that are watching this, President's Choice is kind of like the Big K. It's a store brand, no name. In fact, they actually have a brand called No Name up in Canada. But this was bought at Zehrs. Yeah, Zellers was like Walmart. Zehrs is, I want to say like a Piggly Wiggly, Kroger, that type of thing. So PC was their brand's President's Choice. Which is funny because Canada doesn't have presidents. But anyways, yeah. So obviously that one stayed with um, the hook couplers. And whoa, got this one from my friend just the other week, Northern Ontario Northland. It actually looks like it might be narrow gauge because it's pretty. Well, actually, no. You know what? That's a hopper. So that might not be. I didn't realize it was actually a hopper. So that's probably not narrow gauge. It's probably actual legit. Just a short car, like probably a 20-foot or 30-foot or something like that. Ontario Northland. Obviously, I'm going to leave that Canadian. But I thought that's cool. A little bit of young in history right there. Not that I ever saw Northern or Northland, but Ontario. Going back to that other set with the orange juice is the triple chocolate fudge, because that's what you always had on trains, right? So yeah, I don't know. I might leave the orange juice in this one. I think there's another one similar to it. I can't remember. I might leave them like this, or maybe one day I'll just say screw it and paint them over and just make CN or C. There we go. Sorry, too many things were happening on my phone. Guess I got to do an update, so it decided it was going to kick me off. So hopefully this is still recording. I think it is. Yeah, timer's going. Okay. So anyways, like I was saying, I think I might repaint these one day, just as, I don't know. Right now they're sitting on the Canadian line and it ain't going anywhere. So we're getting down there, boys. We got Texaco. I believe this was on. Well, yeah, this was definitely on one of the Canadian lines. I don't think it was the PC line. I think this was probably. I think, you know what? This one might have been the C or CP. Not on the CN. The CN was with the PCs, and if you know your alphabet, then there you go. I changed these ones to the other couplers because why not have a tanker on the American line? And there's the screw that I lost that held the wheels in from the other one, so we're going to put that screw back in there. I've got 3 of these, again, are the same. These obviously go way back to when Amtrak actually did freight. But I thought, you know what, who cares? I'm going to have them. So I've got knuckle couplers on those because Amtrak is obviously American. Got 3 of those. I won't pull all of those out. There's the wheels that came off of the other one. I do have, however, for that, I've got pot latch, and I can't get it out. No, worry about it afterwards then. Anyways, I got a pot latch, gondola, switched over with the, this one's broken. Yeah, that's right. I remember that's broken. Pennsylvania, obviously it's American. However, I could not change out the coupler. This one's broken off over here, so not too sure what to do with this. This might just sit on a line on a siding somewhere. Not sure what that white stuff is there. We'll see with that. This one here, again, I couldn't change the couplers, so Chesapeake in Ohio, so I could just leave those 2 on a line somewhere. Might be able to pull that out, I'm not sure. We'll see. I've got a hopper for CP rail. Again, I left that Canadianized. Look at all that quote-unquote snow. Snow. And another Pennsylvania Railroad gondola. Not sure what that's supposed to be on that side. But yeah, anyways, left those simply because the other one's Pennsylvania, and I couldn't change that over. So I thought, why change? Okay, here you go. This one was on the Canadian line. I think probably part of the PC. Don't have any wheels for it at all, so that'll sit in some field somewhere. Have tall grass around it. Really weather that. That'll be my guinea pig maybe for my weathering skills. Almost done with the box cars and such. This one here, again, CP rail, so it stayed Canadian. I actually really like this car, even though I screwed it over. And I mean, I might be able to wash all this off. In fact, yeah, some of it's coming off right there. But for some reason, I actually do like this. Maybe it's because it's in the same green as Burlington Northern. I don't know. But that's always been one of my favorite CP rail cars, or original cars. I think this was my second set, I want to say. No, CP, that'd be the F unit. So this would be off my first set that I ever got. With this, and then with that Texaco tanker. That was my first set that I ever got. Then with the President's Choice train I got, it came with the rail, well, what is it called now? Maintenance away setup, in which it does have, I don't know where I put it, but it does have little keys that go into here, and we'll raise this up and swing the latch down. So we got that, and I'm really running out of room here. Clear that up a little bit, just to give me a little more room, and we'll pull that out a little bit. This here is a dummy that I bought. It was black, and I painted it. It was a kit. I painted it, and it looks like absolute crap. But man, when I did it, this was back in 94. No, 96, I would say. I think I kind of had the itch at that point again to get into model railroading, and this is about as far as it went. So it has the original on there still, just because I don't know what to do with this one because it is so ugly. I'm probably going to just try to strip it if I can. I'm going to repaint it. I do need to put up another coupler here in the back. I think I'm missing the little clip to hold the coupler in, so that's why I didn't worry about it at that point. But I mean, I like that paint. It was for like 1995. That paint was banging, and especially with the gold. I mean, you can tell I did that all freehand. 5013. I don't know where the hell I came up with that number, but I did. So yeah, that'll probably just sit again on some repair and place line or something like that. I don't know. It'll sit somewhere. This one here I got, I believe, in the flea market lot. I am missing, there's that coupler, so let me see if I can knock that out. There we go. This one as well, I've changed the coupler on the back here, but I'm missing the clip for the front, so I didn't do the front. I thought this was an actual locomotive when I picked it up, because again, it's got some girth to it. It's pretty hefty, but it's not. It's an actual dummy, kind of like me. And it's dusty. It's a dusty dummy. But it's in very nice shape. Like I said, I got that lot with all those cars. This dummy and 2-3 locomotives for like $50. So I couldn't really complain. And like I said, I really do like this one. I'm not a big Santa Fe fan. I do like them, but I'm not like, but the nice thing is Burlington Northern and Santa Fe merged to create BNSF. So technically it still kind of works with what I got going on. We're just going to leave it at that. I've got a couple, and these are probably going to go to my new friend just because I don't really have much use for it. Ooh, I'm going to steal those wheels off of that, though. The CP rail and the CN, this came with that set there. And obviously this one came with the CP. But the guy that I just met yesterday, was talking with him for like a good hour or so at his place, saw his layout and everything, and he's a real buff of cabooses. So, like I said, I don't really care for them because this is not the time period that I want to model. So these aren't really any good to me. Plus, they are kind of broken up. This one's actually not in bad condition, just needs wheels. This one here, same deal actually. Just needs some new wheels and just kind of put those things back in place. So we'll do a little bit of trading off with those at some point. Then, from my friend I bought the other day, a lot from him, got this Rock Island, changed out the knuckle couplers on it. It's missing all the rails, gotta find that. This one was in working kind of condition when I first got it. I went and did some maintenance to it last night, or the night before actually, and it actually is running now. It's actually running. I cleaned up the wheels, and I believe there was a some sort of like a construction staple, I'm gonna say, like a thicker, not really a staple gun, but it was really kind of like a real thick, heavy gauge staple, and it was tucked up in here somewhere around the pickup side or something like that, and pulled that out, and it was working fine. So I think that was just creating a short in this one. But yeah, I cleaned up the wheels just fine. Got in there, and good to see you too, man. Haven't been on YouTube very much, so figured yeah, maybe it's time to make a comeback. But anyways, so yeah, this is now running. I haven't had it on the track quite yet, but just testing with the live wire. Everything seems good on that one, so really happy about that. Then I also picked up this one, another Burlington Northern. Don't know the exact model of that. Got to look it over. It's got the rounded roof. Doesn't have a dynamic brake, so that doesn't really tell me much. But again, it's missing the rails. It's missing horns. I don't know if there's more than just horns up there or not, but all the rails are missing. Changed couplers on these as well. This one works pretty well. I should probably give it a good oiling. I didn't actually open this one up, did I? No. Ooh, it's got a broken gear right there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it's got a cracked gear. Kind of see it right above where it's lit. So I'll have to do some work to this, but it actually was running, so I'll have to replace that gear though. But beyond that, yeah, it was running. It was kind of noisy, so it definitely needs good oiling. But she's a runner. Then we got this, which was my favorite, obviously, that I bought. I bought this, again, solo, and I was happier than a pig in crap. Missing the railing over here. I noticed that just the other day. And both couplers. It's a Bachmann, so I should be able to pick that up pretty easy. Now, I did clean this up really nicely. It was running, surprisingly, but it was making a clicking sound. And so I picked it up and opened it up, and I found that one of the gears was broken, and as soon as I picked it up and played with it, it split right in half. So the front wheel here is part of the drive. That one's freewheeling, this one here. So right now it's a solo, single drive. I think it's a 3-pole, because I actually opened this one up. Was it this one I opened up? I think it is. No, I didn't open this one up. Just kind of opened up the trucks down here and gave it an oiling. Railing needs a little bit of work, but this was my all-time favorite. I am not certain as to why this is silver. I don't know if I've actually looked this unit number up to see if it was real. See if there was silver on these. If anybody does know the Burlington Northern history, if there was a reason why this would be painted silver, if it was like an anniversary, I don't know. It's kind of cool the way it sits, you know. I mean, compared to, other Burlington Northerns with the black, but still like it. Still one of my favorites. I need to get it up and going again because that definitely has to have a place on the track. We're getting there, folks. We're almost done. We've only got 5 more to go. I've got this Amtrak, which was part of the keep forgetting flea market lot. This one's cool. I don't believe it's DCC. I haven't opened it up. I really probably should. Oh, there's actually a little dudes in there. I never realized it. You can kind of see him right there. There's his head. Well, that's cool. I never realized that. This one's really cool. It's got directional lighting. It's got the railing on the back still, surprisingly. This one had the couplers on it, the knuckle couplers. And that plus the chassis system was the only things I had in the knuckle couplers to start. And it really kind of ticked me off because this would not pull a box car. So don't mind the dust because it's been sitting for an awful long time. But anyways, I can't remember. This is an E something or other, I think. I'm really just starting to learn everything. I remember SD40 from a kid. That was my favorite, and that was about all I ever knew. And then I learned a little bit about the Fs, and that's it. But this is cool because even in DC, like I said, I don't know if it's DCC capable or if it is or not. It's a Bachmann, Spectrum by Bachmann. Doesn't say anything about being, I need to clean some of that up too. I didn't get into these because I didn't think about it because they were running. But these old lights here, they do flash, and that is really freaking cool. When I saw that, man, I lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. I was like, that is sweet. So I got that, and that's why I got that one passenger car, because I need to be able to pull with my Amtraks, because I'll move these out of the way, and I'll get to these ones. I've got not one, but 2 of the same ones. But again, this came from the flea market. I got this Amtrak, that Santa Fe, and whatever else it was, a couple of box cars, whatever it was, for $50. So I grabbed everything I could, everything he was going to throw in that box for $50, because I wasn't going to pass that up. This one doesn't do anything real special. It does light up. I think it's got directional lights, if I can remember. One pulls just slightly better than the other. Unfortunately, they're both numbered the same, but I could probably fix that pretty easy. I'm not sure. And I did put the knuckle couplers on there, so now I can have 3 locomotives pulling 1 passenger car if I really wanted to. Not that I really want to. That'd be kind of overkill. Then we'll move this one too. We'll get to the CN. This one here, that one's the one that was having the most problems. This one's one of my favorites as well. I do have the railing, I think, to most of this. Some of it broke off. I think the front broke off. In fact, I know it did because I just felt a piece of it. The long side rails I've still got, and I think the back is like half, but this one is a Bachmann, I think. No, this one's a really weird one. Can't read it. So yeah, anyways, this one here, when I put it on, it would go bzzz, it would just hum. And in fact, it shorted out my power supply. So I was like, ooh, that's not good. Well, I went into protection mode. It shut itself down. But yeah, again, don't worry about the dust, because that's like 30 years of dust just sitting there. Horn's a little foobarred, but not bad. So this is the one that I opened up yesterday, and if you could have seen these wheels, they were oxidized pretty bad. But this front drive here was the problem. There was so much grease in there, and it was thick. It was like thick, almost dry mud. Scooped all that out, put some new stuff in there, in which case the oil that I'm using is LaBelle 107. Comes with this nifty little, I think it was like $8, $7, something like that. Comes with this nifty little needle dispenser. I'm sure it's just as good as any other like 3-in-1 oil, but it came recommended. And it, like I said, it's got this nifty little needle to get in there and pinpoint and see right there. It says it's good for trains. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So that's what I've been greasing everything up with. But yeah, I took the pencil, scraped up all the wheels, and guess what? She's running now. So that made me really, really happy. This here is my other CN or CP. Yeah, CN. Not sure. You know what? Maybe. Where is that stuck? I gotta find out why that's stuck. I didn't open this one up from what I remember. I don't think I have. This one can use a real good cleaning. Not sure what that noise is. You know what? This may have had the President's Choice, and this one may have had the maintenance away. I'm thinking that's what it was. And the Caboose came with the maintenance away. So that would have been a 4 set right there. This, I'm missing a Caboose because I'm pretty sure this one came with a Caboose too. But yeah, I'm going to say that this one came with the PC. I know PC came with the CN. I think that's the way it went. This one runs. That's why I didn't really open it up yet, because there was really no use. It sounded good. It's nice and tight, and it's a fast runner, and that rail is broken there. I'm going to have to replace all the railings on it. I think this one was a Bachmann, though. No, this one's Lifelike. What the hell do I know? So yeah, that's been a good low runner. Surprisingly, after 30 years, it's still working. And now the last one is the very first one that I got. It's that CP rail, and it looks like crap. This is broken. So I got other ones to replace it though. So I got no worries there. Horn is broken. Horn is missing. Well, this one's just bent. Horn is missing. And it's missing a number plate there. Might be able to clean this. And this one's a Bachmann. And I'll tell you what, this one again has had probably the most lack of running, even more than this one and this one. This one ran as soon as I put it on the rails. It ran like it hasn't not been used in 40 years, 30 years, 35 years. It was phenomenal, and it pulls and everything. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the F lineup, the F9s and F7s and that sort of stuff. I don't know what F series this is. Sure somebody knows. Count all the fans and the number board and headlight, everything. But I figure if I get this cleaned up, or if I leave it with the other CP junky looking ones, like I said, man, I was blown away with the fact that this one still ran like it's brand new. But it is the only Bachmann that I have at this point. Nah, I take that back. I think this Amtrak is Bachmann. Yeah, the Amtrak was Bachmann. The other two, the 510s, I think that was Walters. Yeah, Walters. So, yeah. So anyways, that is basically what I have to work with at the moment. I've got my Canadian lines with the... yeah, I know somebody else told me I need to go to PA and visit that rail yard. And then there was some museum, I think it was, out in PA too. He told me that I had to go and see. But like I said, all the Canadians still have the horn. So I've got a Canadian line that I can run. All my American stuff, I've got the horns, or the knuckle couplers. I got more train cars than I know what to do with, and I still want to get more. I've got enough track to start. I've also just ordered more stuff from Amazon. I can't remember if I got a couple of buildings or not. But I've got some flex track coming, and just some other stuff to be able to help build. I also have picked up on the Bay of Ease some track bed, 36 pieces that are You know, everybody said get cork board, and that's what I was looking for, and I didn't really read what I was buying. This is foam, but it's just like the cork. It's got the cut down the center, and it's beveled on the edges. So I don't see that this is. Some people say that this is better than cork. I don't know. I'm not going to know the difference. On this, everything's foam anyway, so everything's foam is foam is foam. So that's what I'm going to roll with. So, but this stuff should be pretty easy to cut, work with. I know cork is as well. So, but I got enough of that. It turned out to be like 72 feet or something like that, 70 some odd feet. So between that, the track I've got, and the track plan, which I don't have a clue. Oh, it's underneath all this. Should be able to get all of that taken care of. I might do another couple of drawings just to see, but I think this is basically what I'm going to end up with. And, you know, aside from maybe the river, might move that, might take it right out. I know I kind of want to have the hill up here, and I was thinking about kind of elevating this side of the track just up a little bit, so I could bring the hill out a little bit and kind of have that cut into it. I don't know. I'll figure that out and take a look at the size of the board for sure, because like I said, none of this is going to be to scale. Not perfect. So, but that's going to be about it for now. I'll leave on the 30th, go down, do the show, and then I'm going to be coming right back home, and then I got about 10 or 11 more days to sit at home until the next show. So I got those other things coming in. I think they ship out on the 5th or something like that, or should be here by the 5th. And so I'll probably look at least getting the track bed down, maybe working on this hill over here, and starting to lay some of what I can here. Oh, that was another thing I bought. I bought a pre-made roadway. It looks like asphalt, and got the broken white line and that sort of stuff. So yeah, early the first couple of weeks of next month of the year, I'm going to start laying this, and I am super stoked, and that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to do it now, but I don't really have the time to get into it. So I'd rather just junk up this entire desk with all the stuff. And now I got to put it all back. And this box has been around for eons. I can't even tell you how old this box is. I don't even think there's a date on it, but it was fresh ginger. Don't mind my Golden Girls. Who has B. Arthur on their leg? Me. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is a nice, sturdy box. It's like a plasticky, vinyl plastic thing. So, yeah, I use that. So, anyways, now I'm just kind of waffling on. So, we're going to end it right now. And I'm gonna watch my proton pack. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. All right. So, everybody take care of themselves. Go play with trains and play with trucks. Just don't play in the middle of the road. And I will catch you all later. Now, how the heck do I end this? Yeah, I'd love to just stay here and build railways. But unfortunately, that ain't going to happen. So, all right. I got to try to figure out how I end this. Because, yeah. I think I just hit this X. So, I'll do that now and see y'all guys later.